Hey guys, so today is going to be a very sort of laid back video. I'm going to do a tutorial, and because I don't know what I'm doing yet, I figured why not just sort of do one of those like chatty videos where I talk to you and just go about doing the tutorial as well. I haven't done one of these in a really long time, and I just kind of wanted to, I don't know, just connect with you a little bit more, so that's what it is. That's what we're doing today. On my face, I already have all of my face products, concealer, and my brows. I will list the stuff that I use down below. And I do have my primer, which it will be listed as well too. But today I'm using the new Too Faced Sugar Pop eyeshadow palette. I freaking adore this. I haven't even used it. I did take photos this morning, but the packaging is just so freaking precious with these little macaroons or macarons, however you say it. And it just looks so freaking yummy. I don't know, but we'll see what we can come up with today. And so these are all of the tones. Very bright, very summery, perfect for this time of year, spring. And it has like this little, I haven't even opened this thing, the little, it's so hard to get out. Ooh, see? And a step-by-step guide. They are, Too Faced is pretty known for doing things like this with their palettes, which I think is quite helpful for those beginners. Sometimes I have no idea what to do, and I've been doing makeup for a very long time. So it's just great to kind of see how, you know, what someone else comes up with. So I like that. It's a nice little guide. Oh, and by the way, if you see me taking sips of my smoothie throughout the video, that's my lunch. Yeah. Yes, it's a green smoothie. It's my lunch, per the usual. Okay, so before I start with these shadows, right off the bat, there's not a lot of highlighting shades that are matte. These two here are sparkly. I took photos, and you will see that if the blog post is up. I will link it below. If not, I'll come back and add it whenever I do it. But the top shadow is called Rock Candy, and then Peach Fuzz. These two sort of skin tone type of colors, those are sparkly. So those would not be colors that I would highlight with as a brow highlight, because everything is sort of shimmery and sparkly in this palette. There's not a lot of matte. There is one matte, and that's the Blackberry shade, which I will show you here in a minute. So I do have my standbys, my, what is this? Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette from Too Faced. And then I have my Z palette with a bunch of neutrals. These are all my Makeup Geek neutral shadows. Oh, my favorite palette. So I have those on standby just in case I need some of those colors. But what I think I'm going to do first is I'm going to highlight my brow bone with Vanilla Bean by Makeup Geek. It looks like this. And I'm going to be using a new brush. Let's see. I'm using my new Delium Tools mixed with a couple of Zoeva brushes, which they will be listed for you down below as well. So this angled brush by Delium Tools. This is a 766 brush. And I'm going to apply that to my brow bone area. So anyways, have you guys been keeping up with American Idol? I am such a American Idol fan. My favorite for the guys, I do have to say, is Clark Beckham. He is absolutely freaking incredible, and I vote for him every single week, and I'm like on the edge of my seat just waiting for them to say that he made it, and he's just amazing. He's got the whole package, like the look of the way his style is, his look, and then his voice. I feel like he's already like cut out to be, you know, a famous singer. He's gonna go really far, and he better win American Idol, because if not, I'm gonna slap somebody. Okay, maybe not really slap somebody, but you know. Anyways, so that was my brow highlight. I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna go on with Sugared Violet on the lid, and then I'm gonna do this sort of blue raspberry, this color here, on the lower lashes, just because when I saw that blue, I was like, I need it. I have to have this in my life. So we're just gonna do it. And if it doesn't turn out good, well, you know what? It just doesn't. So using the Delium Tools 777 brush to apply Sugared Violet to my lids. But anyways, back to the American Idol. I adore him. I think he's really great. There's a lot of good singers, and I'm really sad that one of my favorites left last night. I'm so sad. But you know, that's just how, whoa, this is very pigmented. Holy crap. And I haven't even swatched these, by the way. I've only simply have taken the photos, so my reaction is real. So anyways, I am sad that one of my favorites went, but you know, it is what it is. I voted. I did my part. But I guess America didn't really feel it either, and it's so sad. Oh! Okay. So anyways, for my girls, my favorite one is Jax. I think she's so great. I love like her raspiness to her voice. I like tones like that. And I just like how she's very edgy, just very, she knows what she likes and she knows what her style of music is, and she's very, very young. She's like a teenager. I think she's like 15. I don't even know. And she knows what she wants to do. And her tone is so different, and I enjoy it a lot. And another one that's good is Joey. She is very, very good. She has that sort of jazzy, kind of bluesy vibe. Very different from the other contestants on the show, but again, she brings such a different element to the show that I really, really like. And I like how she takes songs that they sing and she makes it completely her own. So I really like her a lot. She's gonna go far, for sure. So, who are your favorites for American Idol if you watch? Let me know in the comment section who your favorites are. Because I feel like when it gets down to the top 3 and then choosing the top 2 and then picking the winner, it's going to be down to the good ones. And then at this point, I feel like every week, someone very, very good is going to go, because the top talent right now is good. Oh, by the way, I'm using a Delium 20787 brush that looks like this to blend out the harsh lines. And soften this because I kind of made a big mess here. But this sugar violet color is very, very pretty. So, nothing new besides that for on my front here. But anyways, I'm going to use my Morphe MB23 brush that looks like this to apply Blackberry. Let's just go for it. Do this one right here, right next to Sugar Violet. Oh, I have some new colors coming out for my polish line. If you don't know about that, I will link down the video, my little special message video that I shared with you guys. My awesome news, because I'm really, really excited about this new journey, and I'm going to be sending some of my polishes to a couple bloggers here within the next week. I have a new collection coming out on May 2nd, which I may do a video just kind of sharing with you guys that if you're interested in knowing. Like I said in that video, if you haven't watched it, you probably don't know this, but whenever there's a new collection of colors, I'm going to do a video just to kind of share with you guys the colors, because not everyone that follows me here knows or follows my blog or my Instagram for the business. So I just want to share that just to kind of keep you guys in the loop. And it's just going to be really short and sweet. I'm not going to be like bragging or anything, because that's just totally not who I am. So I'm very excited about the colors. I think you guys are going to like them a lot. And then I have another collection coming out, I think in July. I'm not really sure about the date yet, but we'll figure out the details as we go. I feel like I need to touch up some more of this violet. So let's do that. So I'm just sweeping my under eye area because there is some fallout with this. So if you're going to use this, I would suggest maybe waiting for concealer. Because that Sugar Violet, any dark color, they always tend to like fall on my face, and I hate that. Alright, so I think I need to do a little bit more crease work. I don't know. This eye, for the last few days I've been doing makeup, it just doesn't blend very well as this eye does. I don't know what's going on with the skin on this eye, but it's pissing me off. Let's see. What do I want to do? Let's go in with, I mean, do I even have to tell you guys? Barcelona Beach by Makeup Geek. This is like a go-to of mine. I have like a little, maybe you can see like a little bit of a well going in there. It's such a good shade, and I saw Marlene in one of her videos using that for contour, which it's like a light bulb went off in my head. I'm like, I don't even know why I've never tried that. for contouring. But I am now. So I'm just taking this Delium Tools 781 brush, which is a crease brush, but it's a little bit smaller and more pointed and a little bit more on the stiffer side compared to something like this that's also by them, or something even fluffier, this one from Morphe. So you can see this one is going to pack on the color a little bit more. And it's going to keep the color pretty much concentrated exactly where you place your brush, that's where you have the color. So I like this. If you don't have this brush or anything similar, just use a pencil brush. It all does the same thing. So I don't want to have this color too dark because, you know, I'm really not going anywhere. So I'm just going to kind of keep it super simple. Going back and blending out some of those edges too. Alright, so the fallout on this purple shadow is unreal. So if you have this palette, or if you're thinking about getting it, if you're going to use the darker shades, do your concealer last, because I have been here. That's why I had to kind of edit and kind of cut the clip so that I could do this eye and then also clean up, because I had some crazy looking eyes, and I probably still do, like in this area here, so I'll have to fix that later. Okay, so now that I have both eyes kind of done, this eye is also giving me problems. I think it's just, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to go in with that blue color. Now I'm going to go with it pretty much dry at first, because I've never swatched it. I haven't even touched it. It's this blue one called Blue Raspberry. It's so pretty. Actually, let me swatch it right now. Ooh, very creamy. Okay, I can work with this. And I'm using a Zoeva 317 wing liner brush to apply that. Whoa. It does kick up a lot of powder, so I'm just kind of warning you. And we're going to go to the lower lash line with this. So I'm bringing it in, I don't know, what do you guys think, into the inner part as well, just to kind of create a bit of a highlight with this blue. So this blue is like a really nice sort of like turquoisey, but I feel like it has a bit of a goldeny sheen to it. So it's not completely like flat. It's got a bit of a sheen to it. It's not super duper shimmery from what I can tell, but it's definitely really pretty. And I love how this looks with the purple. It's looking good. So anyways, we had yesterday a really like bad windstorm, I guess I would call it. I don't know what else to call it. I don't know what the technical term for it, but it was so windy. It looked like the sky was like so dark. It was really scary as we were driving to dinner. And like it was a bunch of like branches and tumbleweeds just flying everywhere. Just the dirt in the air from just all the wind. It was very strong winds, and you could feel it like when you're sitting at a stoplight, you could feel the car moving. It was pretty scary. So this morning I go to let my dogs out, and you know, as I normally do, that's the first thing I do in the mornings, let them out. And I never bothered to check the fence this morning. And I usually do, because sometimes the gate can kind of pop open, so we put a lock on it. Because my dogs, one of them, my first Yorkie, if she takes off running, you're not going to catch her and she won't come back. And I will like have a panic attack and need to be put in a straitjacket if I lose that girl. So I let them out because it looked like it was going to rain this morning, and I'm like, let me just do this before it rains, because then they're going to be miserable not being able to go outside. So then I decide, after I let both of my dogs out, I'm like, oh crap. And I run to the laundry room to look out the window and to see if the gate is closed. And I notice a chunk of my fence is like flew off last night. I'm like, what the F? Like, I was like, what in the hell? So I didn't even think that was going to happen, because that fence is kind of wobbly anyways. And I'm renting, by the way. This is not my house, for real. So I'm renting, and it's like, oh my god. So thankfully, my wild one was still on the deck. She didn't notice it, but I'm like, the next door neighbor has big dogs. My dogs are snacks for the next door neighbor. So I'm like, oh my god, if there's a big dog, I'm gonna go crazy. because not that long ago when I was walking in the neighborhood with my son and my girls, I went down one of the roads here in my neighborhood, and this couple let their big dogs off the leash because they lived right there on right after you turn the corner at the stop sign. They were like one of the first few houses right there, but they didn't see me coming, and when the big dogs noticed that I had my little ones, they like darted in my direction and they just like bamboozled me. Thankfully they were not aggressive dogs because they would have bitten me. My son was screaming and I like had to hover over my dog and still hold on to the leash of my girls because my dogs like were pissing on themselves because they're scared of big dogs. And my son was screaming and the husband was running, not fast enough by the way, to get them, because I had like, I don't know how, at one point I had like one arm wrapped around my son, and then I had the leash wrapped around that arm, and then I had one of their big dogs by the collar, and I had pulled the dog up. I don't know how I had the strength to do that, but in that moment full of adrenaline, I just grabbed the dog and I had him on his two hind legs, and I was waiting for the owner to, you know, get up there and pick these dogs up. And the wife was like, I'm so sorry. And you could tell that they, you know, obviously felt bad. But it's like, why do you let your dogs off the leash? You know, not knowing how they're going to react with little kids. And, you know, it's like my son was not expecting that. Tight lining with my NARS Larger Than Life pencil. So he was so scared. And she was like, I'm so sorry I didn't see you guys. And I kind of wanted to be a little snappy because, you know, when it comes to my child, it's like I don't play games. And I kind of want to just be like, well, you might want to not take your dogs off the leash next time because you don't know who's around and if there's children around. If you don't see them and hear them, your dogs are faster than you. You know, they can sense these things and they'll know. But I didn't. I was like, it's fine. Your dogs just scared the crap out of my dogs and my child. And you know, I just don't think that that was a good thing. She's like, I'm so sorry. And I just took my dogs and I crossed the street and I kept walking. I know I was probably like a total bitch, but I didn't care at that moment because had it been different and my son would have been bitten by one of those dogs, oh man, the real bitch in me would have came out. Anyways, I'm going to do some liner. I'm going to use my Bobbi Brown black ink gel liner with my Delium 2760 brush. It's so freaking small. I will show you when I do my review. But this brush is really good for tight lining. It has actually made me really like this gel liner because I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't think the hype on this was all that. I've had this same gel liner since like last year, and I've only used it a handful of times, but with this tiny little brush I can get such a thin, undetectable line. So I really enjoy it. It makes my lash line look super thick. Okay, so I zoomed you guys in so that you can see what we've got so far. Super thin line, and I have definitely really loved this little tiny brush. Maybe there you can see a little better for liner. I think it's perfect, and lately I've been doing gel liner versus my normal go-to, which is liquid liner, and I've just been doing super thin. And I feel like when I do a thin line, I feel like you can really see the shadow on the lid versus doing something super thick. It takes away from the shadow, and I've been doing some pops of color a lot lately, which my video tutorial on Friday that was posted Friday was using like brighter blues, and I realized that I'm doing something kind of similar, but I knew I wanted to use that color first, this blue one. I don't know. But anyways, I'm using the Tarte Emphasize pencil, the Inner Rim Brightener, for my waterline. Try to stay in frame for this one. Just lightly to keep that openness going because that's, you know, the whole point of using it. But honestly, whenever you use this and then you have black tight line or on your waterline, some of that black will transfer, so it won't stay this stark, like bright color for a long time. But it'll have a little bit of brightness than if you just did nothing. You could do black. You could do... Oh man, my eyes weren't. You could do any color you want, really. Okay, so I think I'm done with the eyes. All I have to do is mascara. I'm going to use my usual go-to, my Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom. Great mascara, by the way, for the lower lashes. And I'm going to use my Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara, which I really like. I do have a review and demo on this, so I will link that video for you below. And then after that, we'll move on to the rest of the face. Alright, so these are the eyes. Done with mascara. Mascara is just one of those things where it just completes the look. I think it looks really good. You could put false eyelashes with this. As I said before in the video, I'm really not going anywhere. I'm staying home all day today, so skipping the lashes, but it would look really, really pretty with some lashes. I'm digging these colors. I love that blue raspberry shade, and what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Alright, let's move on to the face. Alright, I know I'm looking like a ghost. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. Okay, so I'm going to do some contouring. I'm going to use the NYX HD Blush in Taupe. I got this not that long ago. I showed it in my haul back in March. And I can't even believe we're in April. That's crazy. So I'm going to use this to contour with the Delium Tools number 990 brush. This is a massive, massive brush. I was not expecting it to be this big or have the weight that it is. It's not super, super heavy, but it's got a little bit more weight to it. It's massive. It's like, holy crap. Taking a little bit of that. I'm going to contour with, that's the reason why I got this brush, but it is huge. I'm going to start back here. Whoa. And sort of like blend this out a bit. I'm going to be doing a review on these brushes probably in another month or two once I use them a little bit more. I kind of have somewhat of an opinion so far of them, but I don't know. I just don't really want to do a video yet. I don't feel like I have used them long enough. So far this Taupe blush is actually not bad. When you compare it to some of my other contour shades, this is a lot more cooler. And I feel like it works really well. I have been actually really liking the one from the WetnWild, the one that I showed in that haul as well. I've been liking that too. But I'm going to go easy on the contouring today, and I'm going to take a little bit on the tip of the brush and go really close to my hairline. Not too much because, whoa, 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 whoa. And then just kind of there. I'm going to take a little bit and go down my jaw a bit as well. And there isn't going to be a favorites video. You probably already noticed that for March, because I've been using a lot of new things, sort of testing things out, trying all kinds of newness that I have purchased recently. So I feel like I haven't used these products enough to really include them in a favorites. Plus what I have been using favorites, like staple items, it's not enough to really make a full video on it yet. So anyways, we'll do a video for April, end of April, for March and April. Blush, I'm using my Exposed by Tarte. Love this brush. I have purchased this Delium Tools 960 brush. I think this is the blush brush, but I'm not really digging it. I feel like it doesn't really blend. You know, it doesn't, it's not working for me. I'm gonna have to figure out what it's good for. So I'm just gonna use this angled brush by Sigma, just to add a little bit of color to my cheeks. I like this rosy tan. I've been talking about this rosy tan blush for years. If you've been following me for years and watching some of my earlier videos, which it's so funny to watch because I've changed so much since then. But I have always loved this blush. Love Tarte. They make awesome blush products. Alright, so I think I need to blend this out just a little bit with my powder brush that I used today. And then for my highlight, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild, it says bronzer, but this is not a bronzer. I don't know anybody on the planet that can actually use this for bronzer. This is the Reserve Cabana. But I actually have been really liking this a lot, and I mentioned that this was, as I found on Pinterest, a dupe for the Balm Mary Luminizer. I think that's what, Mary Luminizer, yeah. And a few of you said that it's nowhere near that, which is a bummer, because I really wanted this to be a dupe for that. But it actually is a really nice product. It's a very soft highlight. I think this is more ideal for like everyday highlight if you're wanting to have a bit of a glow, but not something super noticeable. As you can see there, it's really, really soft, very pretty, and definitely something that I have been enjoying, and I didn't expect it to be this good for, I think this was like $3, and this is huge. It's like almost, no, not almost the size of my face, but it's pretty big. So a review on this will be coming very soon, but so far I'm really sort of enjoying this a lot. And I feel like no matter how much I put on, I feel like it doesn't go overboard. Like I feel like it's just really nice. Alright, for lips, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I got a couple of these NYX high voltage lipsticks a few days ago. I believe it was a few days ago. This one is called Flawless, and I think I'm going to use this one. It looked a little different, more like a taupe nude in store. Maybe just the lighting. So I don't know how this is going to look. We'll find out. Wow. Wait. Okay. I was smelling something sweet. And it's this. So. Whoa. That is some craziness. I got it because it was different. I've never worn anything kind of like this. And now that I have it on my lips, I can really, really see that sort of like taupey grayish tone to it. Whoa. Let's mix this with something else. This is the one in Tan-Gerine. I think it might be pretty. And I will show you what they look like side by side. So this might definitely liven things up a bit. Or not. Okay. Well, I can definitely say that these are extremely pigmented, but I need a tissue. When you pat it off, it's not as bad, but I want some pink going on. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling a little pink that needs to happen. So let's dig into my little bowl, shall we? I got the Maple Blondie Butter Gloss, which I really like this one a lot. I think I'm going to use this one. Screw it. Let's do it. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. That is the completed look. I hope that you guys like this type of video. I want to do more of these kind of just randomly because I know these are going to be a lot longer than my other tutorials. And yeah, so I hope you guys like it. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you've tried this palette, let me know if you enjoy it. If you have an Instagram where you've posted pictures, I would definitely love to see the color combos that you've created with this Sugar Pop. I think it's such a pretty palette. Love the packaging. You will be seeing more tutorials with that in the future, so let me know which colors you would like to see next out of all of these shades. Leave your comments in the comment section of what you want to see, and I will be more than happy to do that. And be on the lookout for new videos. If you like the video, please subscribe so that you can see for more future tutorials. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's at Glamour by Lexi. Everything is listed down below. Thanks so much for tuning in for this video. I hope that you liked it, and I will see you very, very soon.